Okay, I was not ready for this film. A girl played by Kaylee Fleming of Walking Dead fame, and her dad, played by John Krasinski, and they have to navigate their lives while she has to navigate the world of imaginary friends with the help of Ryan Reynolds and Steve Carell. And yet, at the same time, I got sucker punched right in the emotions. Because we've all been there. Trouble making friends, no social skills, the need for isolation, battling a constant crippling feeling of loneliness. We've all created imaginary friends, but what if those imaginary friends were a little more real than we expected? What if? Yep. First off, the casting was amazing. Fleming was pretty good as a child who believes she has to grow up a little too quickly. Krasinski as her dad was awesome. Reynolds, I kind of wished he'd pull a Deadpool and break the fourth wall, but his performance was hilarious at times and subtly nuanced and emotional at other times. And he knew right when to hit those buttons. Carell, who played the most prominent If, the purple guy, named Blue, he was, well, I'll just say it. He was like Grimace's dopey cousin, and he was awesome in that respect. But he never grated. When he needed to turn on the charm, he did. And the rest of the human cast, including Fiona Shaw, better known as Aunt Petunia from the Harry Potter franchise, she, while not being able to completely drop her British accent, was actually very well done as Fleming's grandma, who at times seemed a bit absent-minded, while at the same time you knew she was carrying a secret pain. And even her character goes through a nice arc. Really, the whole cast goes through arcs of varying length, and they emerge better people. As for the Ifs themselves, it is a star-studded cast. Actors, and I think some directors, all voiced various characters, each more ridiculous than the last, complete with the late, great Louis Gossett Jr. playing a senior If, who I kind of figured would factor more into the plot than he did, but either way, he was still pretty good. I almost figured he would turn out to be the If of the girl's mom, but that wasn't the case. Bottom line, I couldn't find a single bad bit of acting among the cast. Unless your heart is an ice cube or a rock, you will fall in love with every single one of these characters. Even this one creepy marshmallow dude who can't seem to hold himself together. You'll see what I mean. As for the effects, they were amazing. You will believe that a fantastical world is bleeding into ours, but not in a bad way. This film takes the concept of imagination and really does something with it. It could go farther, maybe, but what we did see was impressive. And the backdrop of the Big Apple was a masterstroke of planning, plot-wise. Because it really was imagination that built places like Manhattan and other great cities. Anyway, while the ifs look fantastical, they also feel like they could be there so long as you believe in them. They look like they could wink out of existence if you stop believing, but you don't want to stop believing. They make you want to believe. They help you pull a Mulder. The length was pretty good. I didn't realize we were nearing the end of the flick until I looked at how much time was left, the clock. I realized, wow, we're wrapping things up, and it doesn't feel like we've been in the movie long. So yeah, this film moves at a pretty decent pace, although I would be careful of the first 10 or so minutes, because that is an emotional boot to the lower regions. Seriously, unless you are a sociopath or a psychopath or whatever, this film will make you cry to varying degrees. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm glad I saw this streaming in my room, because I don't think it would have been a good idea for me to start ugly crying in the theater. But that wouldn't stop me from doing it anyway. Because this film spoke to me on multiple levels. To me, If is a story about what happens when you put away childish things. To me, that starts you on a path towards, well, the ultimate end. And I don't want to say it out loud, so use your imagination. But if we hold on to a little bit of that childishness, maybe we don't have to pass away before it's our time to pass away. You know what I mean? Because imagination is the source of all art in all its form and splendor, including the very film I just watched. So, this is Mr. J signing out and reminding you, never lose your imagination, and never stop being a little childish every now and then, because, as the doctor once said, what's the point of being an adult if you can't be childish now and again? Hug your friends, both real and imaginary.